Hey guys, Josh Furs here from Knucklepedia.com. I am here with the man, the champ, Mr. Joey Beltran. What's up, buddy?
Good evening, everybody. How are you doing, Josh?
Hey, man, I'm doing really, really good. This hell of a card coming up in a couple weeks, man. I figured I'd give you a ring and maybe you might have something to say about it. Of course, you versus Sam Shoemaker. I think it's a fight that a lot of people are looking forward to. I know that we talked a couple months ago about it back before some stuff got moved around. But here it is. We're 2 weeks out now. We're that much closer to it. How are you? How are you feeling now in terms of preparation, and how has the camp gone so far?
Other than the date getting pushed back a couple times, camp has gone really great. Training, the sparring, man, has just been second to none out here. I could not imagine getting the quality, the high level of quality sparring that I've been able to get in the last few months since I've been out here in Miami. It's really, 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 really cool. I feel in sync with my coaches, and yeah, man, so I'm ready to rock and roll.
I know when I talked to you before, you were talking about how, being in Miami might be a permanent thing for you. Is that still the case? You think that Miami is?
Yeah. Well, for sure. Got myself and the lovely Britton Hart. We got a little apartment over here, so we're definitely stuck here for at least a year.
Cool. Yeah. Oh yeah, you signed the lease, right? You're at least locked in for a year.
Yeah. So the year, but then who knows? We'll see what happens.
Huh. So where's the main? So you're at that
Boxar Studios.
Yeah, Boxar Studios. Yeah.
And, man, it's just crazy, kind of like how it all happened organically. My coach Jason Ingwaldson gave me the opportunity back like in December. We spoke about it. I was like, all right, man, I'm coming out there. Committed. Came out here in January, and then little by little, like things just started happening. Like first of all, Hector Lombard came over. He heard I was in town. He came and visited me. We did a little training, and then him and Mateo, the owner of the gym. Long story, so it's such a small world, man. Ended up actually training together back in the day at the Olympic Training Center in Australia.
Wow.
Yeah, and just kind of like recognized each other randomly. So that was kind of cool.
Yeah.
And then, yeah. Now we have. So long story short, we have five guys. We have another gentleman named Cedeno who's fighting at 155, who fought in the UFC also before. He's fighting the same night. We have Monty Abugali, who's making his debut at 165, I believe. And then we have Eddie Concepcion. I believe he's fighting at 185. So yeah, man, it's kind of crazy how it all linked up. And then of course we have Britton Hart fighting next month.
Yep.
In July.
Yep.
And the Diaz brothers, I think David should be rocking and rolling probably in August. And his brother should make his debut somewhere around then as well. So I mean, we got a nice little team over here. Just kind of fell together.
Well, I was gonna say, man, it seems like every time I talk to you, and I think I've probably even mentioned this before, it seems like every time I talk to you, it seems like you're just at a really good place right now. Like it seems like your quality of life is it always seems incrementally better every time I talk to you, and it seems that way now. So I mean, I'm definitely happy about that, man. Good for you.
Yeah, man. I mean, like the universe is definitely in my favor.
Yeah.
So it's all good. Just accepting the possibility, training accordingly, putting in the necessary work, and getting ready to go out there and have some fun.
Talk about too, I guess, speaking of that too, Like I said, we just saw each other in Belfast for the Bare Knuckle Hall of Fame, and you were recognized in that. How did that? I know you spoke there, but maybe people obviously who weren't there. What was that like, man? Like, what did that feel like? Being able to say that once again. Obviously, you're in the record books, and the first champ since John L. Sullivan, and the first champ to defend. So you're in the record books at least a few times already. And then being officially recognized. How does that? It's got to just be just to add on top of that confidence, just a huge confidence booster. What was that whole experience like that weekend?
It was definitely like very, very epic and unreal. Just being in the actual like barns and gym where John L. Sullivan was training and his equipment being around. That was really, really cool. And then also like sitting through the ceremony and watching people receive their awards and recognition and see different people, like how much it meant to them, and seeing different people tear up and stuff. I was like, it really made me sunk in, like how big this is. It's way bigger than me. It's way bigger than me. It's so to be a part of something like that is truly an honor, for sure. It was awesome. It was an awesome weekend altogether. I had my sister, my mom were there side by side with Britton, and her family was there too. So that was pretty cool. It's because her kids to see like mommy in her element. It was pretty cool.
Yeah,
very cool.
Yeah, I was telling people, just people that I know that couldn't make it up there, what it was like, and I find myself saying the same things that people were telling me, and it sounds cliche, but especially the barn. I don't know what it was, man, but like you could, and I know it sounds crazy to say out loud, but you could there's just an energy about the barn.
Yeah.
Like the smell, like you could smell the fucking 100-year-old sweat in the wood, like just you could
when I went upstairs and stepped into the ring, I was like, fuck.
Like you could feel it.
This is heavy. Like that's when it really, like, honestly. Like,
I'm getting goosebumps now. I mean, for real, it was.
Man. I was like, oh shit, man! I'm in the Hall of Fame.
I just it's tough to explain, but yeah, it gives me goosebumps to kind of talk about it. I can't imagine, because I was there when you walked into the barn, man, and just kind of looking around and taking it in, and like I said, seeing all the old school training stuff, and just knowing, okay, this is where John L. slept when he stayed here. This is where he punched this bag right over here. He took a shower right over here. Man, oh man. It was definitely special. It was really special. I can't imagine, like you said, what it must have been like, for you being the next pretty much the next down from him, the next champ after him, and to come in there. So it's just crazy. It's just crazy, man.
It's truly an honor. It was awesome. It was freaking awesome.
And I guess the heavyweight division kind of got shook up a little bit, right? The last card with Frank Tate kind of shocking everybody and beating Josh Burns. It was supposed to be, well, I guess depending on who you're asking, I guess on Frank Tate's part, maybe he wasn't shocked. He knew what he was going to do. But I guess depending on who you're asking, they kind of shook up the heavyweight division a little bit. So now, I mean, I don't know. You got, I think, Arnold Adams obviously is somewhere in that picture, and Frank Tate now, I don't know. That's got to put him somewhere for stepping up and, beating Josh Burns. I'm sure Josh Burns is still in the conversation. He's not just gone because of that. But, and then obviously your fight with Shoemaker. What do you make? I know last time I kind of have an idea what you're going to say, that, it is what it is, let it play out. But, like, what do you think about how things are shaping up, especially just since the last show?
I think some fights in easy fights to make. I don't hide my feelings about Arnold Adams. I want to fight Arnold Adams on a personal level. I don't give a shit about the rankings or wear it. But I've asked David Feldman personally. Right after Arnold knocked out Bobo Van, I went up to him ringside. I said, please let me have that fight. And he said he's got to get one more. I thought, all right, that's whatever. I don't know what his behind it, but he's a promoter. He's a smart guy. He knows what the fuck he's doing. You know, it is what it is. So if he's got to do one more, why not have him do like one of those English guys, whether it be Mark Godbeer or Mickey Terrell. You know? And then Frank Tate, to have him fight Dylan Kleckler. And then, because I'm going to fight and I'm going to take, I know it's not that I want to take, it's I know how it is now because I have the title. They only let me fight like once every 6 or 7 months.
Yeah.
But whatever, I get it. And so I know I'm going to fight this fight. I'm not going to fight until, you know, if I keep my fingers crossed, one more before the end of 2021, but probably not. So it's going to be a while. So there's some time for you guys to fight. You know, let them fight. Let them make some money. Let them fucking fight. So I think Arnold Adams versus one of the English guys, and then Frank Tate versus Dylan Kleckler. That's what I think.
I like that. I like that a lot. Yeah. Yeah. That makes sense.
Yeah.
That makes a
line them all up. They can all get it regardless, you know.
That's crazy, man. Yeah. Mike Terrell, yeah, because he was supposed to fight. Well, that whole thing with Godbeer, and then the whole thing with Godbeer couldn't get over here. I'm still not quite sure what's going on with that. I know it's his relationship is kind of up and down. You know, I don't know with BKFC. I don't know. You know, I don't pretend to know the details, but
yeah, I don't know. I don't want to know. There's plenty of people. It's unfortunate that we live in this world now because of COVID, but I mean, there's plenty of people that are here on this fucking continent. They can, you know, they can get an ass whooping. I'm not gonna sit around for him or Mickey Terrell. You know, I don't really care.
Yeah,
I definitely do want to fight both of them. You know, but I'd rather make money than sit around and wait.
Facts. Facts. I guess with the other 3 title fights, that's going to be a BKFC, other than yourself and Shu. You know, Palomino, Good John, Riggs, and Lombard, Tiago, and Yuli. Do you have any opinion on those?
Yeah.
What do you think is going to go down?
So I'm very interested in the Palomino and Good John show. And there's no way to put it other than Good John stunk up the place with his performance this last fight. But he has shown obviously that he's way better than he fought against Crazy Horse.
Sure.
Like, a lot of things it could have been, you know, bad travel. I know what it's like to fight overseas. You know, bad travel. So many variables that come into play. I'm not judging him based upon that. But he's got a wild man in front of him, and somebody who I've looked up to and respected a long time, very much like myself, very much have walked that fucking journeyman fucking. If you're signed to fight me, you may win, but you're gonna get fucked up doing it.
Right.
Dude, Luis Palomino, you know, and I have so much respect for him. And I think he still does it. I think he'll still get a decision, but I think Good John's gonna make a great fight out of it. But I think Palomino will put too much pressure, and he'll beat him by decision. Joe Riggs and Hector Lombard. Now, I've been training alongside Hector Lombard for a couple months. I've definitely sparred more than a handful of rounds with him. And I will say this, and I've trained with Joe Riggs. When was that? Back at least 4 years ago, back in Huntington. And super cool guy, super nice guy. I will say this, that Hector Lombard athletically has the edge in athleticism, has the edge in power, and has that edge in the boom, he can shut the light switch off. You know, but Joe Riggs is a tough, grizzled veteran. He's he's not going to go down without a fight, and if he can somehow, some way, avoid those explosions, because that's what Hector brings is explosions.
Yeah.
If he can avoid those
It's
explosions,
just a huge ball of muscle, like just a huge ball of energy.
oh yeah. You know, then it can make something interesting. But I don't think that he can avoid an explosion for fighting. And Hector Lombard is very good about like his style. He knows his style. He's confident in who he is as a fighter, and he doesn't come out and try to like what's the word, like over. He doesn't work on volume or you know, he's
right.
Waits for those opportunities to explode in your.
Yeah,
that's exactly what it is. And I think that he's gonna find one of those opportunities over the course of 5 rounds. He's gonna take Joe Riggs out. Yeah, I don't know, but I think he's gonna win by stopping.
Okay.
And then Yuli and Thiago, man, that's gonna be a banger. I think that'll be a banger. And shoot,
that one to me, if I may, that one to me is the hardest to pick, and I'll tell you why. Because we've seen, I mean, it's in his nickname, but like Thiago makes almost any fight he has a dog fight. Like that's just his style, right?
Yeah.
We haven't seen Yuli in that kind of situation, so it's I don't know. I don't know how it goes. I don't know. You know, can Thiago drag Yuli into the later rounds and just have it be just a fucking bloodbath? You know, like Thiago has done so many times before in MMA and with Julian Lane when he fought bare knuckle, or is it going to be lights out early? You know, Yuli takes him out early in the first or second round, which is what I imagine Yuli's game plan is. I can't imagine he would want to make it a point to go the distance with Thiago. I could be wrong. I'm just
I don't think that anyone wants to make it a point to go to the distance. It's just sometimes
well,
it happens, you know. I mean, I think but I do think just based upon, you know, like bare knuckle fighting to me is so much more than just like fighter's skill or yeah, just a fighter's skill or what they're capable of, like in the ring. At the end of the day, like you're gonna find, like I say, that's why I love bare knuckle fighting. You're gonna find out who you are as a person.
Yeah,
the whole world's gonna fucking see it. Yeah, and I think that the more and more that I've learned about the character, who he is as a man, who he is as a family man, who he is in his community, like I absolutely fucking 100% believe he can go through the dogfight with Thiago Alves. So that's that reason, based upon who I think he is. I know that may sound crazy, but I know a thing or two about bare knuckle fighting. who Yuli Diaz is as a person is why I think that he can fucking win a decision. I would say he gets a decision.
Okay. All right. Fair enough.
There you go.
Fair enough. I like it, man. I like it. I think I think I'll have to put that down because I'm gonna you're the first person I've talked to that's at Uli by decision. I mean, people have picked Uli, but it's usually they'll say, "Oh, first round knockout or second round knockout."
I mean, Thiago Alves is not gonna get fucking blown out of the water, like, you know what I mean? Come on, Thiago Alves is a fucking.
He is.
So that's not gonna happen, but.
But to me, I think that's why. To me, it's just the hardest fight. I don't. For some reason, I can't. For some, like I can picture like a lot of fights, kind of how it goes down in my brain. But for some reason, I'm having a hard time picturing. Oh, well, this is how it's going to go. Like I don't know until the bell rings, until they toe the line and get in there. I have no clue how it's going to go.
Correct.
I like it, man. I can't wait. I'm fucking pumped. I can't wait for these. I mean, and not just that. There's a fuck ton of good undercard fights too, man. You know, the whole card is stacked.
Oh, yeah.
As always, I mean, I find myself saying it again every time, and I feel like I know people probably think, "Oh, he's just pumping fucking smoke," but every card it's always the next card is always better than the next, and it seems like, you know, they do a good job at putting it together. So hats off to them. But I I cannot fucking wait for this, man.
Yeah,
I really can't.
It's gonna be exciting. I'm excited to sit and watch the fights because that's like what I do. Like I don't sit in the locker room. I sit and I watch the fights, fucking soak in the energy, and gets me more and more pumped up as I get closer to my fight. So I'm excited to watch.
Well, I was just going to ask you, what do you? I was just going to ask what you usually do. Like, you don't? Does it kind of keep you, kind of chill to be able to watch? Are you one of those guys that likes to stay kind of, melancholy and chill during the night, or are you like, no, fuck that, I want to stay pumped up the entire time?
I a little bit of both. Like I'm definitely like enjoy it and having a good time, and I watch it like as a fan, and I enjoy it, and I'll be in the back, like by like the walkout ramp or whatever, where they allow us to be. If fans come up to me and stuff, like I'll definitely take pictures and shit with them. Like I don't shout stuff. Like it's not until like 3 or 4 fights before my fight that I go back. I'm like, all right, let's get into kill mode.
Yeah.
And then I flip the switch. But a lot of people aren't like that, and I know that I am. So I can enjoy the process.
What's the switch for you? Do you have like a routine, or maybe just is there something that you've done that maybe something you've done for years that kind of, all right, that's what I do to make that switch? Is there something?
It's just a mindset, just mindset from just man, from my quick little meditation, remind myself, how long I put in the work, why I can be confident, why I can and get ready to go out and smash, man. I definitely know that like it's been a long road. It's been a long road to this fight. So.
And real quick, your final prediction, your fight.
Oh, I definitely think that I'm going to get him in the third round.
Third round. All right.
Yeah, buddy.
All right. Like straight, what are we going for here? Like straight, just like knockout, or you just whatever, as long as you put him away in the third round.
Yeah, I'll put him away. I'll probably drop him 2 times before he stays down.
Okay. All right. Interesting, man. Any like shout outs or anything you want to do?
Yeah, shout outs to the number 1 partner, trainer, coach, lover, best friend in the world, Britton Hart. And my team and my family back in California, my team and my family here in Miami, Boxstar Studios, and I'm excited to get the band back together. Everybody's flying in Thursday, and it's gonna be fun, man. The boys are back in town. We're gonna have a good old time.
Good, man. I'm pumped, man. I got to say hi to Britt too. Hey, Britt. Had to say hi.
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 I look really. I didn't know I was supposed to be on an interview, but hey.
No. I just wanted to say. I just want to say hi. I'll talk to you too soon. We'll talk soon because I want to talk about your stuff. So.
It's good seeing you.
Yeah, for sure. I'm excited, man. I'm excited for this. I'm fucking pumped as always. I always enjoy seeing you work, man. So.
Fuck yeah.
It's gonna be fucking pumped. I don't want to keep you, brother, but like I said, I always appreciate your time, man, and good luck to you. And once again, I can't fucking wait. So
hell yeah, man. I'll see you soon.
All right, brother. Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back. I'm here with the champ Police Gazette BKFC 155-pound champ Luis Palomino. What's up, my friend?
What's good, my G? How we doing, man?
Good, brother. Hey, so the last time I talked to you was was in Miami right after the Jim Eller's fight. Mm-hmm. And we touched on, because that was when that whole Good John jumped in the ring thing and all that, right? And we talked about it, and you were very dismissive about even wanting to talk about him. What happened? Because now we're a week and a half away, right, from this big fight, this big card, BKFC 18, and here we are. You're on the banner. You're on the marquee. you and Tyler Goodjohn. What changed your mind to sign the dotted line to fight him?
I mean, look. In the end of the day, I don't pick and choose who I fight. You know what I mean? If anything, if I can put it for everybody to understand this, I'm only looking for a bigger fight, a bigger name for myself. You know. Now, I'm not gonna pick and choose. If Dave Film and BKFC says, "Hey, look, you're fighting so and so next," that's who I'm fighting. You know, the only thing is, I've been waiting so long to fight. You know, that was my only problem, really.
Yeah.
And then it's like, you know, you're waiting so long, you're not getting paid when you're not fighting. You know, so waiting so long that I wanted to get a good payday, man. I wanted to get a good name, a big name out there. You know, so right now, he's the only one, you know, that's available. He's the only one that's actually stepping up to fight me, you know, which is something that I respect. And in the end of the day, if you put it on paper, you know, he had a pro boxing record of, you know, whatever, and you know, he talks a lot about being under the Anthony Joshua card and this and that. And then he has a follower from England, you know, and and at the end of the day, man, he's 4-0 in bare knuckle. He was a champion in bare knuckle. So it's the England champion against the United States champion. You know what I mean? So, you know, I have nothing to say, man, except for let's go to work already. Let's make this happen. You know.
What did you think about his fight against Felony?
Crap. It was garbage. I mean, look, man. That was another thing. You know, I'm not. You know, if this was to be like a scary dude, like, you know, undefeated, who knows how many fights? I know he's undefeated in bare knuckle. You know, there's 4 fights. You know, they're hard to do. And bare knuckle is hard to do, man. One punch can change everything. So I don't count him down for nothing like that, you know. And I've seen some of his videos, some of his footage, and he bangs, man. He puts in some work, you know. And he's fought some decent guys. You know, I don't know too much of the history behind those guys, but you know, in bare knuckle, it's very hard to carry those type of records, you know. But what did I see from the fight with Bennett? I saw somebody that's not in my level, man. You know. Now look, I saw what I saw, and people saw pretty much what I saw as well. Everybody like, you know, picked them apart about his, you know, debut, his performance, after having come to the ring, snatching the mic from me, and, you know, all that bullshit he did, you know. And, you know, it's like, you know, you look at the performance and it doesn't add up to the whole hype, you know. So what did I think? I think it was shitty. But in the end of the day, man, you do look, you know, even though people are always going to put up excuses, you know. People are always going to say, well, I went through this and I went through that, you know. I'm not big for excuses, but look, I do take everything into consideration. You know, I'm a very realistic man. You know, I don't underestimate anybody. You know what I mean? I take everybody seriously. Especially if you put, you know, a dying dog in the cage with you and you try to hurt that dog, the dog's still gonna take a bite at you. You know?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So I do my homework, I do my research, you know, and I take everybody the same. Like you're a King Kong in the cage with me, you know. So, or in the square circle, you know. So this dude, you know, his excuse and his thing was that he caught COVID. So let's talk about that for a minute, right? Me, on a personal level, like I guess the way that I eat, the way that I take care of my body, you know, I'm big on recovery. You know, I believe my immune system is strong. I think I've almost caught it like once or twice, maybe a third time, where I feel my body off and I just completely shut down the training. I get my IV in there, Sativa Health and Life. You know, is one of my sponsors, and I get my IV in there, multivitamin IVs, man. I get all my immune system boosting. I take a good rest, and like very much like the next day, I'm back to normal. Yeah. But I think that's one of my secrets. I haven't gotten sick, like, you know, knock on wood. I haven't gotten sick in about 5 years because of that. The way that I feel my body changing in how I feel, and I take action on it. You know,
I'm the same way.
Yeah, you know, I do it right. I eat good. I sleep well. You know, so there's people like me, and then there's people like, for example, man, that I've seen 60-something-year-old dudes that I know personally catch COVID and just be like, nothing happened. 2 days, a little fever, and nothing happened. Yeah. And then you got people like my strength and conditioning trainer. My strength and conditioning trainer, he's the head of the workout spot in the Grove, right? And this dude trains nothing but like high-level athletes. Like, I'm lucky to train with somebody like him. You know, this is the man that turned me into an athlete. You know what I mean? I was always a fighter. He turned me into an athlete. You know, I've been working with him for 5 years. And this dude does triathlons for fun, man. Like, who the fuck does triathlons for fun? You know what I mean? Like, this guy's
sick people.
Yeah.
Very sick people.
He's an extremist, you know. But he caught COVID and he was out for like 17 days. You know what I mean? So, just putting that explanation of how it can be for different people, maybe he did, supposedly he did catch COVID and maybe it did affect him pretty bad. And maybe it was part of the result of his performance, So you have to take that into consideration. I'm a Libra at heart. I'm a Libra by that he came back from COVID. Yeah, he came back from COVID, and maybe he was still weak or whatnot. The fact that he was in the United States by himself without a trainer, and who knows what the hell. Like this dude, man. Like I've done some research on him. Like it seems like there was something going right for this guy at some point in time in his life. It seems like because he has a big following in the UK, man. Yeah. So like you only get that by putting in some sort of work.
Yeah.
So it seems like he was putting in some work. It seems like he had good things going for him, and then he got caught up in his own sauce. That's what it seems like to me. And then he makes a big trip to America. And he's over there in Vegas, and he's I don't know what he's doing, but he's posting all these crazy pictures and videos with women and trannies and you name it, whatever it is. And whatever, man. So in the end of the day, his excuse was, he was not focused and, he was lost and then he got COVID and this and that and that. So let's take into consideration his excuses. For one, he got COVID, maybe he was a little weaker than normal. And for two, he wasn't focused. He didn't have a coach next to him telling, hey, don't do that, because some fighters are like kids, man, And I've been in those shoes. I'm 40 years old today, so I've already had my time, and I didn't do it so bad. But I've had my moments where if you don't have your trainer or the right people around you, the right people in your circle, you might veer off, and it seems like he was all over the place, So I believe that today that I'm going to be fighting, the best Tyler Goodjohn that has ever been, for the simple fact that people bashed him about his debut. People really bashed him. Not only here.
I think it really bothered him.
Yeah, but they bashed him like big time over there in the UK as well. You know what I mean? So like his own people were bashing on him. Like the fans over here at BKFC. So it's like I told you, it's like he looked like he had his moment. It looked like he got caught up in this moment in his sauce, and then he kind of like veered off. And now I feel like he's in track because this fight has been delayed for a long time. It's been 7 months. I think this month we make 7 months since he came into Miami when I fought. Yep. And it looks like in all that time, something clicked in that brain of his, and he started to put in some serious work. So I'm getting ready for the best Tyler Goodjohn that ever was, and I believe that I will be getting the best Tyler Goodjohn that ever was. To begin with.
I think you're spot on with that. Like you said, for the people who haven't seen Goodjohn fight, especially like you said, all this stuff in the UK, huge UK following, Tyler Goodjohn has some incredible movement, some way better than average movement. And, like you said, when we saw him in against Felony, for whatever reason, whether it's sick or because he was partying, whatever, I'll have to take the man at his word. That's what he said. I don't know. It wasn't the same Tyler Goodjohn that if you go back and look up tape from a year prior to that, it's not the same guy, right? That's not the same guy that fought Felony. And then the whole thing of you're only as good as your last fight. So people saw the fight against Felony. They started trashing him and trashing him and trashing him. And like I said, his own people did. His own people was trashing him. I think it lit a fire under his ass big time. And you could see it in his videos and his training videos. You could tell it's a little bit different than the guy who showed up in Miami. It's a little bit different. And it's maybe is what he needed to maybe, mature just a little bit, like a little bit of humble pie kind of thing, because everybody has to eat that humble pie at some point. Everybody's going to eat it, It's interesting. I think y'all's fight, it's going to be something. I really do. Not because you're just, in front of me, but I really do. Like we've been, I've been talking with everybody this week and we've been talking about like the especially the 4 title fights and how are they going to go, who's going to win, who's going to do this, and when it comes to Palomino versus Good John, it's like, well, Palomino is going to fucking come in there and tear down the house like he always does, and then there's always that weird, people I think maybe underestimate Good John just a little bit because of that last performance, but I'm like, man, I think they're going to tear the fucking house down. I really do. I think you guys are going to tear the fucking house down. It's gonna be nuts, you and him.
Yeah, I mean, look, and I agree with you, man. I think that people are judging him based on only one fight, and like the great Randy Couture said, you're only as good as your last fight.
Yep.
And this is why, this is the impression you left, and this is how people are going to judge you, but that's the people. I'm the fighter. So I have to look at the reality. I have to look at the possibilities. I have to look at what could happen and what might happen and what will not happen. I have to look at it in different directions. I have to look at it not like a fan. I have to look at it like a fighter. So what I do is I look at the best of him. I look at the best performance that he can possibly bring. That's what I'm ready for. And I believe that, even though that something did switch in that brain, I think it's just too little too late, man. Because in that time that he was off, I was putting in work. And that's going to speak for itself that night.
Let's put that part aside just for a second. I would like to get your thoughts. You and Dat Win kind of had a back and forth on social media, and we know like Dat Win, I see, and like Dat Win has kind of been, on some news lately because his whole thing with he couldn't come to terms with his contract and whatever. I don't know all the details, but and they're saying that he stripped whatever. I don't know, but. Is that something you would entertain, you and Dat Win, if the stars aligned and everything?
Look, it really sucks, in a sense that I've lost all type of respect I actually had for the man, But this dude, man, and this is he wonders why I call him bitch and why I call him a slut, and I say those type of words because that's the way you're coming off. Look, this dude, when he was fighting, man, I was like, okay, he's different, looks different, fights different. He had a little swag. Man, rooting for the dude, like not in my weight class, it's a little dude, And here comes his fight finally, right? And I'm talking about like not even 2 weeks passed by after his fight, right? And it was a great fight, from Johnny Barefoot, and that got the best of it, but it wasn't all that of like he snatched the title from him. It was very close, man.
Right.
It's so calm the fuck down because it was very close. So 2 weeks passed, nobody's talking about the fight. Nobody's talking about him, And I do this video that came out organic, natural. I'm there putting in work. I think it was my girl that picked up the phone, did the story, and I was kind of frustrated. I hadn't had an opponent, haven't had a fight in months. I think it had been 5 months by then. And I said what was in my mind. Look, I speak my mind, and I've gotten in trouble for that many times. I get in trouble with that with my girlfriend sometimes. Fucking kick come out of my head sometimes. Like, I speak my mind. I don't. People. My dad taught me, man, you don't lie. If you lie, it's because you're scared of something. You got something to hide, and you're always gonna have to remember something. I don't have to remember nothing because I speak my mind. So I said what I said. It kind of like a little viral on there, and here comes that the slutty little gnat is what I call him. Looking for attention, worse than a street whore with no, you know what I'm saying? And he comes over here, and he's talking about, you and I at 145. And right away I answered when I seen it, same day. And I said, okay, you got it, let's go, I'm in. That's the end of that. Until paperwork goes in. But that's not what he wants. He's looking for attention. Right. He's looking for what people will call clout. He's looking for people to talk about him. People to write about him. That's what he was doing. Because when I gave the straight up answer, okay, I'm in, that's it. Like there's nothing here to talk about until there's some paperwork going on and Feldman saying, hey, we're about to make this fight happen, then it begins. Yeah. But no, what does he do? He takes it back. He writes, and I'm not exactly how he wrote it, but he says, this fight, is too big and the money's too little. We got to build it up a little more. So now he backs up out of it. Now he's not ready to fight after he just challenged me. Right. So that's when I called him out on his bullshit. I called him out on his bluff, and I insulted him the way I did because it's real. It's the truth. Right. And then they started going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And then anything I would say to this idiot, look how clout chasing he is, right? Anything that I would write, he would screenshot it. He would screenshot it and post it in his stories. Like, what are you, man? What kind of kid are you? You know, like you're literally just looking for attention. Oh, look what Palomino said to me this time. You know, like get the fuck out of here, man. You know. And then you got this delusional idiot talking about fighting Joey Beltran. And at first it was a joke. It was funny. My girl's in Japan, you know. So my girl's like, hey, that's an Asian joke. You know, like, no, I'm like, no, baby, this dude is not joking around.
He's serious. He's very serious
about this, you know.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you know, it's just delusional. To begin with, the commission's not going to allow something like that to begin with. Okay, right. You couldn't knock out Johnny Bedford and not bring down Johnny Bedford at all. Instead, you know, it was 5-0, you know, undefeated, but you know, he's a 135er. You know, maybe at 145 he can fight too. I've heard him mention that, but he's a smaller guy. And you're talking about I'm scared to fight you, because that's what he was writing. That I'm scared to fight him. And like, how the fuck do you figure if I already said I'm ready to fight you, and then you backed off, and then you're talking about you're gonna knock me out, bro? Like, come on, man. You know, you can't knock out 135. Okay, he had a boxing record. I think in his boxing record with 22 or 23 pro fights, he had like 3 knockouts. Like, come on, man. You know, be realistic, you know? So whatever, man. And look, for me, it ended at the point where I was open to fight, and he backed out. For me, it ended there. And all he's been doing is every time there's something about me or a video out there, he wants to comment and say something and just keep the back and forth, back and forth. He wants that attention, you know? But he's very unrealistic. Then he's talking about he's going to come to 155 to take the title from me. He wants to fight Joey Beltran, yet he won't defend his belt at 135. You're not so sure about what happened with negotiations. Okay, let anybody say whatever they want to say. This dude is asking for a ridiculous amount of money because he does not want to defend his title against the #1 contender. So to begin with, in my book, real hardcore fans and real champions, real fighters, you are not a champion until you defend that belt successfly.
I agree.
He did not defend the belt, and he ducked the #1 contender back to back to back to back. He ducked the #1 contender to the point that he said, no, I want this much money or I'm not fighting. And after he gets stripped from the belt, that's what happened. He's stripped from the belt. He's non-existent right now in the BKFC. So he's stripped from the belt. He already got stripped publicly. And he's out there taking pictures with fans with the belt. Like, bro, you're not a champion. You are not a champion. You were talking all that shit. You got caught up in your own sauce again, you know, another dude. And now you're a stripped guy that never defended the title to begin with. You were never a champion, man. Might as well get back the belts too.
Do you think, you know, because I talked to him last week and we were talking about it. And
how does it sound to you?
Well, you know, I don't know if I want to get into that much, but like, you know, one of the things he was talking about, oh man, when he was, I kind of not called him out, but I asked him, you know, you think maybe what it was Dave called you out on your bluff, you know, because I said, you know, is it a matter of you asking too much money? You know, what happened? What is this? You know, I get business happens and don't get me wrong. I think every fighter should make more money,
of course,
but you know, did you price yourself too high? Blah, blah, blah. I'm thinking, you know, and the more I hear, you know, maybe different opinions, and the more I hear him talking about it, I'm thinking probably, yeah, like maybe he gave him a price thinking, you know, either Dave was going to move on to something else or give him what he wanted. And Dave called his bluff.
Yeah.
And said, okay, you don't want to, it's either this or the highway. Bye.
Bye-bye.
I'm taking my belt back.
Yep.
Peace out. I don't know. You know, again, I don't have all the details, so obviously, you know, I just know what I hear. You know, I guess until then, some of it's kind of speculation. I don't know. I don't know the details, but it's definitely an interesting situation, and it definitely seems like something where maybe he kind of got caught with his pants down, kind of thing. You know what I mean? So
I mean, look, man, we don't have to know all the details to understand what really did happen here, man. It's very simple. 3-fight contract he must have had. The contract's over. He's negotiating a new contract. You don't
Right.
like the numbers that are being thrown at you? Okay.
Right.
Say, hey, you know what? I'll do one more fight. Let's agree on the money for this one fight.
Right.
I'm going to defend the title successfully. We're going to speak again. But
Right.
guess what? He didn't want to fight Reggie Burnett.
Right.
He didn't want to defend his title. He didn't want to put that risk out there, lose the title, and then bring down his market. You know what I mean? So he ended up saying, you know what? I'll just walk out like a champion. But you're not. You didn't defend your title. You're not a champion, man.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Quick fire. What are your thoughts on the other 3 title fights?
Shit, man.
Yeah.
I've been saying it in all my posts, man. And I'm not saying it because I'm in the card. I'm not saying it because it's BKFC and that's who I fight for. This is by far the sickest card coming to Miami in many, many years. Like, I think about it, right? Every time I write in many, many years, I think about it. When the fuck did we have a card that sick in Miami? Like, I don't even remember. Like, I don't remember a card that, because when UFC has come to Miami, you'll have like one big fight and that'll be it.
Right.
You know, or other shows, you know, people don't really know. Like, bro, you have the legendary Hector Lombard, man. You know, fighting against, you know, Joe Riggs, both of them, Bellator, UFC veterans that fought everybody.
Yep.
You have, you know, the heavyweight champion Joey Beltran, man, also Bellator, UFC fucking, you know, vet. You know, fighting against Sam the Shoemaker, which is like, this dude looks like he packs power from another world. You know, so that's like interesting as fight because the executioner ain't going down, you know, ain't going down easy. You know, so it makes you think about it. Damn, how's that gonna go, right? And then you got Thiago Alves. I've always been a fan of Thiago Alves. Thiago Alves, man, you know, title contender, the man that took out Matt Hughes in his prime. You know, like, come on, man. Yuli Monster coming for that title, you know, the huge hometown guy, my boy, you know. It's like, and then the undercard is good too. Like, you got good guys in the, you got your fighting UFC as well. You got Alan Arsenio that people might not know out there, but from Florida, man, the dude is like, you know, when Alan Arsenio comes to fight, he comes to fight, you know. So that's an interesting matchup. Like, I never saw that fight going down. I know both of them. Man, you have a lot of people, man. The whole card is filled up. It's stacked up. You got Bretton Hart again coming in again. I think Savage is coming in too, right? The girl.
I think that's going to be in July. I think that fight's going to be in July. Yeah.
But the card is just, man, it's stacked from bottom to top. It's the stacked card. It's not just about me or just about, you know, the main event. Is the whole fucking card is good, man. The whole card.
Who do you got? Give me your one. What the other? I know you're trying to avoid it. I see it.
Which one?
So let's just go down the line real quick. You don't have to give a detailed explanation. I just want to know Uli versus Thiago. Who you got?
Uli.
Okay.
Uli takes it.
All right.
He's gonna shock the world with that one.
You think so? Okay.
Yeah, he's gonna shock the world with that one.
Joey versus Sam.
Joey, man, the execution doesn't go down like that, bro. He doesn't go down like that. I mean, you know, one thing is to pack power. Another thing is to pack power, movement, and everything else that goes with it. And that's what Joey brings, man. You know, Beltran brings all that, you know, everything else with it. You know, all that experience, the boxing, like, you know, it's a big gamble on the Shoemaker because Shoemaker's just that one hit quitter, man. You know?
I talked to Joey Monday night. He actually was we were talking about the card and we were talking about your fight, and he actually just happened to mention, I thought I'd bring it up to you, how he's like, you know, I have a ton of respect for Palomino. You know, I look up to him. He probably doesn't even know. You know, so he gave you a little shout out. So
all right, man. That's what I do.
And then of course Lombard and Joe Riggs.
Lombard, man. Lombard. Yeah. Too much power, too fast. You know, I mean, don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. Riggs can box.
Yeah.
Riggs can box, and I think that he brings in something that, you know, it levels things out with Hector too, which apart from both being around the same height, you know, Riggs is also southpaw. You know, so that changes things for both sides, you know?
Yeah.
But other than that, Hector has the speed and the power, man. It's too fast, too much power coming too fast, man. I'm sorry. Too much power coming too fast, man.
And then last but certainly not least, you and Tyler. How's it go down?
You already know, man. Somebody's face is gonna break at some point in time. You know, I've said it before, man. Like, I think that knockouts are inevitable, man. I'm not going out there looking to knock him out because I know that this will happen. You know, I know that once I clip him properly, he's gonna go night-night. You know, I'm going in there looking to break something in that guy's face, man. Whether it's a bone, orbital bone, or a jaw, wherever it is that I can break, that's what I want to do. So if I knock him out and not break something, I won't be fully satisfied. You know?
Where can tell people real quick, where can they meet you at, man? Or where can they see you on social media? Any shout outs to sponsors, anything like that?
Yeah, so social media, man, what I mostly use is Instagram at Luis Baboon. I also have a fan page. Mostly my Hispanic, Latino people hit me up through there, but everybody as well. Luis Baboon Palomino on Facebook. That's my fan page. And my sponsors, man, starting out with my biggest one is Florida Yachts International. Mr. Rob Navarro, man, is my big bro. FYI, we got Fusion CBD. You know, when I'm telling you about their products, people may think that because I'm sponsored by them, no, man. I stand behind CBD products, man. Fusion CBD, I'll give you an example, right? My back's been a little messed up, muscular. Like I've been waking up with like aches for like a week. Man, I got my care package and I got this this pump spray. It's like a pump, right? It's like a pomade. Man, you wake up like I could feel like the sweat during the night. And
For real.
I don't know what it's doing. I think it's like removing all the bad water or something, and I'm loose. I'm good because of it, man. And I believe in all the products. I love all the products. I love the Focus Pill. I've been using the Slim Fast for cutting weight, which it makes you sweat like you wouldn't believe. So Fusion CBD, man, they're awesome. They're awesome. Everything that they have, I love it. So FYI, Fusion CBD, 1-800-INJURED, Miami-made Bulldogs, Baboons Bullies, Balance Lab Bento is my own meal prep company with my girlfriend. That's why that's how we keep the machine going, you know. Also, Banal Marine, Divino Ceviche, and of course my gyms, the Workout Spot, the world's famous Fish Street Gym, and Young Tigers Foundation.
100%, brother. 100%. Well, look, man, as always, it's always a pleasure talking to you, man. I always look forward to our conversations, and thank you again too. I know this is last minute, and I know the week leading up to fight week, it's always, I know every second is crucial. So I appreciate you for making the time, brother, and talking to us. And
thank you, man.
Good luck to you, man, and we'll see you soon.
Appreciate it. Also, we got the Team Baboon shirts that just came in. So check me out on Instagram. You'll see the shirts there. 35 a pop, or 30 if you buy a ticket directly from us. All right?
Yeah. Hey, if you got any big boy sizes, I'll take one.
What's big boy?
3X.
Gotcha. I think I got you.
For real. I'll get one. 3X.
All right, brother.
I'll get one, brother. All right, man. Well, I appreciate you, brother. Take care. And like I said, we'll see you.
All right, brother.